Once again, I would like to thank all of you for
باز هم تشکر میکنم قبل از اینکه صحبت‌ها شروع شود و نظریات بشنویم خوب است که اگر معرفی شد.
Indian Government of India. From Mahmoud Arun, UNDP and IBP. Planning and coordination.
On my side, I would like to look and the first consultation. At the same time, the duration which was given for the comments, we have right now 3 categories of our colleagues. Some of them they have given their comments, and some of them they have confirmed their agreement and approval of the document that we have sent them. And some of our donors they have asked for extra time. And so today's meeting is, as the Excellency Minister said, there will be no presentation, and this will be just a general discussion with Ministry and from our colleagues. Our technical team is here. As Excellency Deputy Ministers are here, we have directors and we have advisors from Ministry at the same time. We have you available here, and we will also specify the deadline for the final comments to finalize our document. As the Excellency Minister said, it will be on next Wednesday, and next Wednesday will be the last day that you will be awaiting your response regarding the comments and recommendations. And then after Wednesday, our technical team will review the comments, and then we will publish and declare our strategic plan within 15 to 20 days from Wednesday onward. So right now, if any of you have any comments and any suggestion specifically regarding the strategic plan that last time we did give you the presentation, of course I'm sure that you have all the copies, and we are available for giving you the kind of information you would ask for. So the floor is open, so it is all yours, and we are in your service. Thank you.
Given to us. There are a couple of, there is a strong, a long list of comments which mother prioritization. So, and this strategic plan seems a bit more, from our team point of view, ambitious. And we would also like to offer to the ministry, is already engaged with the ministry. So this is our most important recommendation and comment. The rest we'll share with the technical team, and if needed, we can have a one-on-one meeting with them. And with this, I thank you, the ministry, for sharing the strategic plan and the approach that the ministry has taken for developing their strategic plan. Thank you.
Comments which will be raised by our colleague, or should we give the information at the end? So we will leave it up to you.
Who has not provided you written comments yet, though we had provided some initial comments in the first consultation meeting. We are now just about ready to give you written comments. A bit like the World Bank, we have lots of small comments we'd like to share with you. I will certainly not do this today, as it would take too much time and would not be the right forum for addressing some of the smaller comments that we have. The strategic plan for MALSA at this juncture in Afghanistan is crucial. The role of MALSA in terms of dealing with the employment and underemployment challenge is extremely important. I do note that the effort in the development of this plan has been obviously very important. A lot of work has gone into this, and it's a very good document. However, we do have some comments and areas that we feel need to be perhaps further looked at. Social related issues, which is very important, but not very strongly so in the area of employment, underemployment, and particularly youth employment, which I think is quite important. BP1. While there's a fair amount of overlap, there are also some differences which perhaps need to be further clarified as to the reasons for some of the differences that are in there. Yeah, it makes a lot of references to a series of risks. I think it would be very useful if those risks are looked at in terms of what kind of mitigating efforts can be undertaken to mitigate those, because some of these are around a bit more explanation in terms of what efforts are being undertaken to address those in order to, what would happen if you cannot address them, would be important to elaborate. So let me just leave it at that. Like the World Bank, I have a lot more detailed comments which I will provide to you written in the next, before the end of this week. And I'll be happy to provide support in discussions on addressing some of the comments or questions that we were raised. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, thank you. Giancarlo Chiri from the World Food Programme. I would like to start in congratulating the Minister for this second draft. We, I think, could all agree that it's very important to have a strategy.
And when I looked at it for the first time, even I have the same opinion like World Bank, that it's a bit ambitious for 3 years. Maybe we need some kind of prioritization based on technical discussions we may have later. But overall, we were happy that child-related issues, child protection is very much represented, and there is an effort to work on a strategy for child protection. And we already have given, our team has given extensive comments on the different media is a kind of, I don't know how you're going to facilitate that. While working with the ministry, I felt that different departments and the sector, even NSDP, has a role to play in every aspect of children's issues. So there is a need for a kind of coordination between the different departments, which there should be a focus on that, at least in this period of this strategy. That's one thing I just want to give a comment. Thank you.
WFP and UNICEF, and at the same time I would ask my technical team to provide their technical information regarding the comments raised. First of all, Mrs. Zahid from the World Bank, the point that he has raised, I think that is what we agree to, and that's why we are taking this consultation roundtable with you, with our stakeholders, at the same time with our partner. The document is a draft document, and that's why it's been shared with all of you to have your comments in order to enrich the document and to make it more practical than being very ambitious about the mission that we have set for ourselves. We are working very closely, especially when we receive the comments, since they have not sent the detailed comments to us. We are just waiting for them, and once it is received, so our technical team will work closely with all of you individually, and that's why we have given them 15 to 20 days time after receiving the comments from you, and to work on each of these points very carefully and with a lot of dedication. And we have our expert team at different levels, and they will be working on that. At the same time, the comments raised by the ILO, and that's true. This document is more, as you said, social protection related document, rather than being, however, we have actually reflected the labor issues in the document, but as you said, we are working on that, and our technical team is working on that to make it, to have some kind of balance between the social protection as well as the unemployment and underemployment, which is a very critical and crucial aspect and mandate of the ministry. WFP, of course, thank you for your compliment regarding the congratulation for the ministry, and they will be sending their technical comments later in detail. And UNICEF regarding the child issue, as well as you raised the issue of coordination among the departments and different departments that we have in the ministry. We have NCP and also so many other departments. So the team will be working to make sure that the coordination has been taken care of, and at the same time we are trying to maintain the coordination among these departments. And child issue is something that is a kind of cost-cutting issue for the ministry. In labor, in social protection, in each program and aspect that we have in the ministry, so we have taken care of this, and we are considering it very importantly. View that I just gave, so any other, Mr. Nehru might have to say regarding the unemployment and employment. Have you seen the document? So he can give you some information regarding it, and we can make changes anytime. So it's not a concrete, and it's not something that it is just finished, and we cannot include anything into it. So it's still we are in the draft process, and any comments and any technical things that we have missed out while preparing it. So we will be more than happy to have your suggestions, your recommendations in this regard. And once the comments received by you, from your side, the technical document will be shared with you, and before publishing it completely, the final version will be sent out, and if there are some comments, then the review team, as we have said already, the mechanism is in a way that the document will be reviewed on 3 months basis. So it means that we will review the documents, that those things that, and especially the risk and an assumption that we have at the closing page of the document, what we have said, is something that we have to really work on it, and we have to work out a way to mitigate all those problems. So any other comments regarding the document, or pointed out what the time coordination area. If you don't have any comments,
have read through the strategy. We will be providing some comments before your deadline. We recognize how broad the mandate is of the ministry, and in fact, it would require a broad strategy. Our principal feedback is that coordination with the other ministries, such as the Ministry of Education, is key. AUSAID is very concerned about the employment issue here and the challenges that poses in the next 18 to 24 months. The approach that we have supported is programs, but there needs to be a coming together of the informal and the formal. As I understand it, the ministry here has a mandate. Part of that agenda, and the Ministry of Education has a separate mandate, both with the same goal in mind. So perhaps going forward, there might be some space within the strategy to have a more explicit approach and institutional framework for collaboration between the two ministries in this regard. And that's our principal comment for now, but we will be providing you with some more after our technical teams.
Thank you. The thing that we have raised, we have been dealing with this for some years now. The kind of mandate the Ministry of Labour, Social Affairs, Markets and Disabled is having, at the same time Ministry of Education. However, we are all dealing, especially in TVET sector, in TVET area. They are running the technical education school, and we are providing vocational training, actually session for the unemployed people. But we have worked on something, especially as you said, in the institutional framework, in order to calibrate our activities. We have set that mechanism with Ministry of Education as well as Ministry of Higher Education. Our activities are very interlinked, and we have established a mechanism, and especially right now we have very good actually coordination kind of system in the ministry. And we have a TVET working group, as you might be aware. Our Deputy Minister for Labour, I think I'm sure he has taken that issue and one of the in top of his list, which is the skills development, especially with Ministry of Education. They have had a series of meetings with Deputy Minister of TVET, Minister of Education, our team, their technical team, and our technical team. In the document, as you say, that we have not really explicitly said about that, the mechanism, how the coordination will be taken care and how it will be maintained. And that's something our technical team is working, so after we receive your comments, of course there will be something very explicitly for you to solve all these ambiguity that you have for the time being. Thank you. If there isn't any other comment, this is, I think with permission of Excellency Minister, so we can conclude the meeting. Since we have taken important ideas and suggestions from your side, and we will assign our team to work on these issues and these important things very seriously, and we will get back to you very soon, and we hope that our colleagues meet the deadline that which is Wednesday, and if we receive the comment before the Wednesday, then our team can work on it, and then we will share the final version of the document with you. And still there are some comments and suggestions and the other actually ideas that might raise up during the going through of the document, while going through the document. So we are still available for incorporating those in our strategic document. At the same time, we are ready to reflect them into the document. So I take this opportunity to thank you all